Hi, this is Keith Davidson at Albertson and Davidson. Today I want to talk to you about what do you do once your probate estate is open. There's a lot of work to do once you have been appointed as the executor. The most important thing you have to do, and the first thing, is to go out and get an inventory and appraisal of all the assets. The court will assign you a probate referee. That's the person who's going to appraise all the non-cash assets, and you have to inventory everything. You have to list it down. There's a form that you use in order to list down the inventory, and then you send it to the probate referee and you ask them to appraise everything. You have to get that inventory and appraisal on file with the court because you can't do anything else with your probate until you have that, including selling real property. Most of the times you need to have that appraisal on file so that you know how much you have to list real property for in order to sell it. And that way you're not going to get a claim from a beneficiary down the road that you sold it for less than it was worth because you already have the appraisal. You know what the expert said as to what the value is. You also have to make sure that you secure all the assets, so you pull them together in an estate account. Make sure it's an interest-bearing account because the court's going to want to see that you didn't just put it into an idle account that doesn't even generate any interest income. And once you have that, then you can decide what your next step is. If your estate is going to remain open for more than 12 months, if it's an estate that doesn't have an estate tax return, which nowadays most of them don't because estate taxes don't kick in unless your estate's worth more than $5.4 million, after 12 months you're going to have to file a status report with the court if you haven't filed to close the estate, and you're going to have to update the court on what's happening in the administration. Your goal should be, as the executor, to try and close that estate within 12 months so that you don't have to file the status report because there's extra money in filing fees to have to file that report, plus the court hearing that has to go along with it. So the goal on every estate is to try and close it as quickly as possible. That's not always so easy, but if you have the inventory and appraisal on file, if you've notified creditors and made sure that the creditors are being either paid or their claims are rejected if you don't think that they're valid, and if you're taking care of selling any real property and going through all of those steps, then you should be in a good shape to be able to close that estate within the 12-month time frame.